If you've been watching the channel at all over the past month, then you'll know we've gone headfirst into the world of the PlayStation Vita. The PS Vita is one of my favourite handheld consoles of all time, and it's a console I've always loved collecting for. But recently I've started really aggressively collecting for the PS Vita again, because I think now is the time to bulk out my collection before it's too late. So I thought today would be a great opportunity to go over my existing collection before we bulk this out. Kick off your shoes and relax your socks, because today we're going to check out my current PlayStation Vita collection. Now, if you're new to the channel and you love the PlayStation Vita, you'll be right at home here. Because like I said, over the past month, we've been going headfirst into the world of the PlayStation Vita, talking about why it's one of the hottest consoles to collect for, as well as going into a deep buyer's guide for anybody new to PlayStation Vita collecting. If you're interested in any of that, there'll be links to the episodes in cards above, so keep an eye out for those in this episode. And also don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future PS Vita content. But right now, let's check out the current games in my PS Vita collection. Now, I've not put these in any order, I'm just going to pick them off the pile as I've got them here. I am going to save my limited editions, however, for the end. So let's go with the first game on the top of the list, and we've got Tales of Hearts Art, the JRPG. A lot of people know about this game. I've heard loads of good things about it. I love the way it looks as well. Now, the thing is, I don't have that much time to delve into JRPGs, but they're a genre that I really love and want to get more time to put into them. So Tales of Hearts Art is a game I've not yet played, but one I'm really looking forward to play on the PS Vita. Next up, we've got Valkyrie Drive Bikuni, I think it is. Bikuni. This is an interesting game. It plays like Destiny Warriors in the fact that you're fighting loads of characters on screen at once, but it comes with that kind of cheesy adult anime humor, if you know what I mean. And it has what could be a potentially really good solid story, but I think it's overshadowed a little bit with the cheesiness. Despite that though, it is really good fun hack and slash, and I've had a lot of good fun playing with this and leveling up the characters. It's got some really interesting moves in there as well, some interesting fight mechanics. Next up, we've got Sorcery Saga, The Curse of the Great Curry God. Now, this is a game that I picked up off a recommendation from, I think it was Kelsey Lewin. It was definitely someone in the MJR crew. I wasn't sure what it was at first. I didn't know if it was a dungeon crawler or a JRPG, but it's more like a strategy RPG. At the time, I hadn't really got into strategy RPGs all that much, so when I first picked it up, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but there's definitely the potential for a really good game in there, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I decided to hold off for a little bit and come back to it when I've had a little bit more experience with strategy RPGs, and I think I can appreciate it a little bit more. But definitely a unique and interesting game in the collection. Next up, we've got Final Fantasy X and X2. What needs to be said about this? Everybody knows Final Fantasy X. Now, this one I picked up second hand, so unfortunately the code for X2 has been used, so it is only the game, the cartridge game of Final Fantasy X. I actually need to buy X2 before the store closes or before it gets taken down anyway, so I have the complete set with this one, but Final Fantasy X right there. Next one, Persona 4 Golden. Now, I've not played this one yet, but I've heard so many amazing things about it. Literally everybody you ask what game to get on the PS Vita, especially like when I first got the PS Vita, everybody just said this one. So I knew I had to pick it up. I've heard so many amazing things about it. Honestly, I feel like my hype level's a little bit too much. I want to experience this at a time when I go into it a bit more relaxed. If you know me, if you watch the channel, you know that hype can really kill a game for me sometimes. I can go in expecting a bit too much, and I think with everything I'd heard about Persona 4 Golden, I'm expecting a little bit too much, so I'm waiting for a time when I'm a bit more maybe chilled out with it and really get the most out of this game. But I'm really intrigued and can't wait to try it. Next up is Odin Sphere Left Riser, and this is a fantastic game. Anybody who knows Vanillaware knows the games are fantastic. If you enjoy Vanillaware games, you enjoy all of them. And Odin Sphere Left Riser is a fantastic version of the PlayStation 2 game originally on the PS Vita. Now, this one I picked up because I'd heard Games of War talking about it, and the way Joshua talked about this game on his channel there was no way I couldn't pick this game up. And it's actually the first Vanillaware game I ever played, and it's absolutely stunning. Next up, we've got Lumines or Lumines, which is kind of like an electro-techno version of Tetris, kind of, if you like, maybe mixed with a bit of columns. But an absolutely stunning puzzle game. It plays really well, the music's fantastic, and the visuals are just glorious. It's the type of game that you'll start playing for 5-10 minutes, and before you know it, like an hour's passed by, and you've just had an absolute blast. Great puzzle game. Next up, absolute classic Gravity Rush, one of the best exclusives when it was exclusive at the time on the PS Vita. You can get this on the PS4 now, and if you've got it, that's going to be worth a lot of money in the future, top tip. But Gravity Rush, absolutely stunning game. I love this and platinumed it. Such a unique mechanic and something I'd never seen in any video game before it, to be honest. Wonderful story, wonderful world, wonderful mechanics, and just a superb exclusive on the PS Vita. Great fun, that game. Next up is Chaos Child. Now, I really like the idea of visual novels, but I've not played a whole lot of them. Chaos Child is actually one that I watched the anime first, and I absolutely love that anime. It's so unique and weird, and it's creepy but interesting at the same time. The story is basically the visual novel, but in anime form. But because I liked it so much and it was so unique, I knew I had to get the game as well on the PS Vita. Next up, we've got Borderlands 2. Now, this game gets some stick, and I think it's unfair because this game is so much fun. This is the second game I got on the PS Vita. I got it for Christmas, and once I started playing it, I was just in this world, first-person shooter, having a blast. The visuals look great to me in the palm of my hand. I really don't know. I mean, if you're going to compare it to the full fat console version, of course, you're going to see differences. But relatively speaking, this game is absolutely stunning on the PlayStation Vita, and I really enjoy it. So, I don't know, fight me. Next up, we've got Ys 8, and this is the game that is currently in my PS Vita now. I'm finally getting around to playing this. Like I said at the beginning, I don't get a lot of time to put into JRPGs, but I'm trying to find the time to do that now. And Ys 8 is a game I've heard so much about, and I'm about 3-4 hours into it now, and I fully get everything that everybody's talking about it. It is so gorgeous, so addictive, such a wonderful world to be in. I can get put off sometimes when voice acting isn't throughout an entire game, like if there's a few reading sections. And Ys 8 does that. You go from voice acting to having to read, like, in the same cutscene, but the game is so good and the story's so fluid and the characters are so rich and deep that it doesn't bother me at all. It's just a stunning game, and it's a stunning environment to explore and walk around, and the fighting in it is just absolutely top notch. Great game. Absolutely love this. Next up is Spy Hunter. Now, I've not played this yet, but I love Spy Hunter games. I love everything about them. I love the whole spy genre, and I know this is a bit of a spin-off of the spy genre, if you know what I mean, but Spy Hunter is a game I've always loved, and I just thought when I picked this up, how am I not gonna love Spy Hunter in the palm of my hand? So hopefully it lives up to my expectations. Let's tidy this pile a little bit here, right? It's getting a bit unprofessional. Let's sort that out. There we go. A bit tidier. Next up, Mortal Kombat, and this is the complete edition. Now, this game, I heard about it on Telesplash Gaming's channel. Now, I always knew there was the Mortal Kombat game on the PS Vita, but I never really gave it two thoughts. And then when Chris was talking about this version of the game, Mortal Kombat, and talking about it in terms of the reimagining, the reboot of it, it really intrigued me, and I've always loved Mortal Kombat. I've been more of a classic Mortal Kombat player, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. I've not played the modern ones as much, but this one really intrigued me. So I went out on a mission to get this, and it took me about 3-4 months to find this game. Everywhere I went, I just couldn't find it, even at like Play Expo, at different game conventions. No one was selling PS Vita games. I just couldn't find this. So the day I found it in CEX, I got it straight away. And it's an absolutely fantastic game. Great fighter, plays brilliantly in the palm of your hand. And it's just pure brutal Mortal Kombat. Awesome. Next up, we've got Sonic All-Stars Racing, and this was a Metal Jesus recommendation that I got this off, and it's just awesome. If you love kart racing, it's like Sonic's version of Mario Kart, if you like, with a bit of spice thrown in there as well. It's such a unique, fun, Action-packed kart racing game. It's one of the Sonic franchises done better, or the Sonic spin-offs done better, if you know what I mean. There's been loads of Sonic games over the years, and most of them have failed to hit the mark, but this is absolutely brilliant, and a great game on the Vita as well. Next up, now, I had been on a mission to get Anno Surge on the PS Vita a couple of years ago, and no matter what I did, I couldn't find it. I think the cheapest I found it was £120, and now I just wish I'd bought it at that price because I can't even find it anywhere. And I think the last listing I saw selling on eBay was like £300 or something ridiculous. So anyway, I decided to get the Japanese version because this was about £30, a lot cheaper. And I had the genius idea that I'd buy this game and I'd learn Japanese and play this version of it. I started learning Japanese, and as you can see, it's still sealed, so I never got to a point where I could actually play this game. I did actually manage to read on the back using the Japanese characters. I think it was, I can't remember what it is now because I can't read it, but it was something about the memory card anyway. So that was as far as I got. But I still love having this in the collection because it's such a difficult game to find Anno Surge Plus. Just having this alone is really nice, and the whole little story behind me trying to learn Japanese to play this game I thought is quite interesting just to keep this game anyway. I do have this downloaded on the PS Vita digital version. I've also got Anno Surge on the PS3. So I don't feel the need to have to get Anno Surge Plus, but if I see it pop up again at 120 quid, you know I'm going to get it. Next up is one of the reasons why I started collecting heavily again, and that is Silent Hill Book of Memories. Now I got this when it was, I think it was 12 or 18 pounds a couple of years ago, and I'd seen it loads, and I was always on the fence about getting it because I'd heard it wasn't exactly a Silent Hill experience. It's like a dungeon crawler. You can even customize your own character. But I decided, I saw it for 12 or 18 pounds and decided to pick it up. It was around about the time when I didn't want to spend more than £10 on a game, which, thinking about it now, is crazy when you think of PS Vita prices. But it was looking at this game recently that made me realize how it's rocketed up in price, which made me realize maybe I should start filling out this collection before it's too late. But yeah, anyway, Silent Hill Book of Memories, a really interesting and unique game in the world of Silent Hill, and I think it works perfectly in the palm of your hand. I really like that Konami went for a risk with this one and tried something different, something that I wish Konami did more of these days. Next up, we've got Everybody's Golf, and this is just so much fun. I love my golf games, I really, really do. Tiger Woods is the game I usually play, but this is just so wonderful to play, so much fun. The golf game in it is just absolutely on point, and I love the more fun, colourful graphics on this over the Tiger Woods ones, especially on the handheld. It's such a fun game, this, and I picked this up actually on my way when we were going on holiday to Greece a couple of years ago, and I still remember sitting down waiting for souvlaki to cook on the barbecue, playing this game with a bottle of beer, and it just was such a good moment in the sun, relaxing, playing some fun golf on the PlayStation Vita. I absolutely love this game. Like I say, I love golf games, and this is one of the best ones you can get, and just brilliant in the palm of your hand. So much fun. Next up, we've got Senran Kagura, and I've not played this game at all. It was one that I saw in CEX. It was going for a decent price, and I've seen like the Senran games on the DS go for like ridiculous prices, so I thought I'll pick this up and give it a go, but I've not given it a go yet. It looks to be more of the cheesy anime adult humor that we're referring to before, but I don't know yet. Like I say, I've not really played it. Action-packed single-player story mode. Battle online in unique multiplayer modes, which probably doesn't really occur that much now. More than 25 playable characters, and even more dressing room features, so I guess that kind of tells you about it, doesn't it? But anyway, I will get around to playing this, and I'm glad to have it in the collection anyway, because like I said, the DS games seem to have gone up in price, and I really like the interesting, unique and different Japanese titles that you can get on the PlayStation Vita. I think it makes it such a niche console, and I like to have some of those games in the collection as well. Next up, we've got Tesla Grad, and funnily enough, I bought this on a whim because in a Facebook group that I'm in, somebody had referred to how it was going for £25 on CX, and there were only a few copies and it was bound to go up in price. So I bought it, and it's not gone up in price, but I don't really mind actually because it's gotten such great reviews. It's like a 2D side scroller. Like I say, I've not played it yet though, but it definitely looks like fun, and I think I've got this downloaded on multiple consoles and on my PC as well, but I've just never delved into it. But an interesting game to get nevertheless, and the reviews of it are really good, so I definitely need to give that one a go. And finally, in the standard collection, we've got Tearaway. Again, another fantastic exclusive for the console when it was an exclusive, because yeah, this is available on the PlayStation 4, but I think the PS Vita is the place to play this game. I mean, this game was built to showcase the Vita, you know, to showcase the touchpad on it, the camera, etc. And such an amazing, interesting and unique game. And funnily enough, actually, there's Little Big Planet on the Vita and there's Tearaway on the Vita as well. Tearaway is the game that was created by the original developers of Little Big Planet 1 and 2, whereas Little Big Planet Vita was developed by a different studio, which I found quite interesting, but an absolutely unique, stunning and wonderful game on the Vita. Now let's get to some of the limited edition games. First one is Blazblue Chronoplasm Extend. Now this I got really cheap. I think this was about £12. This was back when Amazon still had quite a few Vita games on their limited edition games. And I had plans, I had loads of them in my basket that I was going to buy over a period of months to try and, like, you know, save the impact on the wallet. I never did, unfortunately. And when I went back to look into my my basket at those prices, most of them were gone, weren't available anymore, or had skyrocketed in price. So I keep on kicking myself for not jumping at some of those. But this is one that I did get, and a nice limited edition with this one. Blazblue, a bit of a classic kind of fighting game, if you like. And this limited edition comes with the game, and it comes with a nice, let's get it out, a nice art book as well. I'm not going to go through every page here because I don't want to risk wrecking it, but you know, nice little art book in there, and it's nice to be able to get a limited edition like this for so cheap as well. The limited editions are a little bit strange because some of them just seem to skyrocket in price and some of them seem to go so cheap as well. And I think, you know, when you're getting like an art book in it, etc., you're getting such value for money in such a wonderful little package. It's definitely worth the price. Now, talking about the price of limited editions, the next two in my collection are the big hitters of my PS Vita collection. And the first one is Axiom Verge. Now you can see this one's still sealed, I've not even opened it. And I got this a couple of years ago for my birthday, and I was torn as to get it for the Switch or the Vita. I wanted a physical copy of Axiom Verge because, being an indie developer myself, the story behind this is just such an interesting and captivating story that Thomas Happ went through to develop this game, and a lot of his journey up into releasing this resonates with me a lot. So it's a game I definitely wanted to get in physical form in the collection, and I decided to go for the Vita version. I'm glad I did now because it holds more value for me personally, and I think it'll probably hold more value over time as well. But yeah, I got it a couple of years ago, but I've not taken it out of the box because I've got a copy of it on the PC anyway. But in this we get the so we got the game, we get a Blu-ray documentary produced by 2PP with 5 hours of extras. We get an exclusive art book and double-sided poster with world map of weapons and items. But it's really nice to have this in the collection, especially, like I said, as the story of Thomas Happ and his journey towards Axiom Verge is one that is really important to me, so it's really nice to have that in the collection. Now, the final game in the collection, funnily enough, I got this just really cheap on eBay, and this was at the time when, you know, I said I was looking at limited editions and I had a load of them in my basket at Amazon to buy. And I decided to go on eBay and have a look what was available, and I found this. I found Steins Gate Limited Edition. Now, Steins Gate is a game I've always wanted to get into, a story I've always wanted to check out. Now, I heard about the anime first, but I never got around to watching the anime, and then I subsequently found out about the visual novel, and decided I want to play the visual novel first. And on my searches on eBay, I found the limited edition, but it isn't just the standard limited edition, it's the limited edition that comes with these little extra bad boys as well. Now, I got this for about £15. It wasn't listed as anything special or particular other than just being a limited edition with like a couple of little extras. So I got it, put it in the collection, thought nothing of it. In absolutely pristine condition, really nice. It's got the art book in there and everything, to be gentle with this. But the funny thing about this is, let's just check out the art book first. Let's concentrate because I do not want to mess this one up at all. So anyway, there's the art book. I have another quick flip. Like I said, yeah, the interesting thing about this is that when I looked at Book of Memories and I saw how much it was going for on the PS Vita, that intrigued me, and I decided to go out and check how much other games were on the Vita and to find out maybe what some of the most rarest and most expensive games were. So when I was checking, I found a website which had listed some of the most rarest and expensive PlayStation Vita games, and right up there in like the top 5, or somewhere high up there anyway, was this Steins Gate limited edition, but not just like any limited edition, the one that comes with these little trinkets as well. And I didn't really think or know anything about this, but apparently it was a limited edition that came, I'm not sure if it was an online only order or if it came or if it was a store only, but there was only limited numbers because I think it was only one store that had the option available to get it with these little extras in there as well. And it was really interesting to find out and nice to find out. Now, if anybody knows any more detail about this, or maybe there was a different European version and maybe I've got that one, you know, it could be that either way. I'm not really bothered because, again, like I said, all these games, I'm keeping them in my collection. I don't have these to sell them to, you know, it's nice to know if they've got value, but even if they have got value, I'm not going to be selling them. But as far as I know, that is one of the more limited and rare games on the system. So it's nice that I managed to pick that up early on at such a cheap price and in such great condition as well. But anyway, that is my PS Vita collection for now. There's already actually a stack of games right behind you, right behind the camera, that are ready to get put into this collection, but I want to go through those as a pickup video, and there's some serious heavy hitters in there. Now, if you want to see what those pickups are and you want to see that pickups video, then hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss that future episode. And once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.